to see some even crazier options, right? Like the Callista Ashe coming back or something like that. That would be a little bit of fun.
We could.
Unfortunately, T1 not at the tournament, and so therefore we may not have that craziness.
Callista's already been
would have
played
done
too.
it. He would have absolutely done it.
Diable was so good last game.
He was.
On the Callista. And I'm just still shocked by how young he was and how short the last 15 years have felt. Because,
right?
So we brought up that he's the first player to get 2 pentas in his first international since Imp in 2014.
Yes.
And we mentioned that he was 4 when that happened. But then my brain got stuck in 2014 because you were saying, what if BFX just trolls in this game? And then it ends up as like a 3-1.
Well, not trolls. They just give him have a more difficult draft, let's say.
Sure.
Or
much like in 2014 when Samsung played Singed and TSM won the game.
I remember that.
Absolutely, against Imp.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's what we're going to have to channel. Yeah. Was that also the year that TSM managed to like somehow win like IEM?
IEM Katowice was next year.
The next
2015.
year. I remember when they beat WE in that tournament. That was crazy. That's a very long time ago.
And there's a guy still in TSM shirt, so you can see
there we go.
Remember.
All right. The chants have definitely stopped.
Yes.
There haven't been quite as many. But Rumble Pantheon is not looking like an easy thing to go into.
No, I mean, BNK FEARX picks away the Jarvan. They pick the Ornn into the Rumble, which is, wait.
Which one do you think is correct?
No.
The names of the players
No.
or the coaches and the icon of the team?
So this would be a way for TSW to pick up a win if they have Diable.
Oh, genius!
If just all the players play for TSW.
Jatt, was this part of your plan this whole time? Just swap the players? Genius!
Team Secret Worlds has second pick. And BNK FEARX is blue side. So I think the player names are where they are.
Right, the player names are right.
The team logos are
the team logos and the coaches are wrong.
Yeah, and it makes more sense that Hizto is playing Jarvan.
That does make sense.
Yeah, and it's not a pick away.
And Dire is also going to be on the LeBlanc. But that makes me more frightened, Jatt. Because this top
been
side
like this, or is this a mistake?
I think this might be an error. I don't. Did you make the champion select? I don't think
I've made a lot of mistakes.
I don't think it's your mistake.
I mean, it would be. If I had to try to do these graphics, I would make this mistake constantly.
Was Kellin on Team Secret Wales this whole time?
So I heard we're going to be remaking.
Yeah, we're going to be fixing.
Whoa.
There it is.
It's fixed.
It's fixed. We're all span around.
No, it's
we're not. It's just mirrored. Now I'm even more confused. I was having a tough time already. All right, we're gonna cut. Let's just get back into it, okay? The bard's been banned away. The cow is gone as well, and it looks like we're focusing on the bottom side of the map. I'm so confused as well. Just go with it. Just go with it.
Forget the names. The player names are still completely correct.
Yes.
So we know who's playing what.
Yeah. We've just moved on other sides. That's all right. The Lucian has been taken away from Diable. That does make a whole bunch of sense. And now, what are we going to be seeing banned away here?
I mean, the LeBlanc makes it difficult to play a lot of the hyper carries, and a lot of the high mobility carries have already been taken away. So I do think there's a chance that Diable could have a really good LeBlanc game, but he's going to need to have a good LeBlanc game when they're having relatively low damage with the Jarvan Ornn already. But being
I think this has to be a Caitlyn. Doesn't it have to be a Caitlyn angle? No? Where have I gone?
They just keep swapping it.
Okay. Is this going to be a Caitlyn, though? Now that we're back to
Caitlyn is decent. I mean, so here's the thing.
Aphelios is also
it's the Aphelios Jinx type of game, but both mid laners and junglers have really high assassination potential, but they're still some of the best AD carries, so you have to play so far away from these fights.
Yeah.
And usually when it's Aphelios, you match it with Jinx.
The thing that's really good, though, is that they've banned the Lucian, and Ezreal has already been taken away by Fearless, and there's no Callista or something like that. Hizto's going to have a bit of a field day against whatever Diable wants to play here. The Yunara, though, I guess can press ulti and dash. So
without Lulu, it's a little bit less, but it is better against the Jarvan because you can dash out of the Jarvan ultimate.
It does require you to do a few extra steps.
The Yunara is a lot better than the Jinx in this situation, just because
Milio,
of the
and Kellin.
Jarvan.
So, like, this is why Kellin has looked a whole lot better, is because he loves champions like like this. Like, he is an ambulance player. And protecting this young, crazy guy that he has next to him has really been a recipe for success for this team. As Aphelios Thresh, tried and true combination here for TSW, looking to come in here. BA, let's see whether they can actually stand toe-to-toe. I think Thresh can have a more difficult time into the Milio, but
yeah. But you just need it with Aphelios. If you try and pick Aphelios into Aurora Pantheon Rumble without something to either enchant him or increase his mobility, you've lost. Like, I really do feel like the only champs you can realistically play Aphelios with are Lulu and Thresh. So Lulu's banned, Thresh is up, they're going to have to take it. But I still like the draft from BFX, mainly because we get to see Diable's Yunara.
Yeah.
He plays so incredibly aggressive on this pick.
And you say that, I'm most excited for the fact that Clear gets to play Rumble for the first time.
Yeah.
This is the champion that Clear looks legitimately extremely good on.
Yeah, and so I actually know why they keep swapping it back and forth and like why it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's not production's fault, it's the player's fault.
Yeah, so they're in the wrong sides
They were in the wrong sides of, so everything that's auto-populating could never match up.
And it's all broken, and then we had to try and figure it out. We couldn't quite do it. Jatt and I at least got some fun out of it.
I got so confused.
So confused. But I hope you guys did understand that. No!
Like, you get banned if you do this in solo queue.
Yeah.
Why are we letting professional players do it?
Exactly. That's a really good point, Jatt. But you know what? We don't need to talk about it anymore because we are on to the Rift for game number 3. Let's see whether Team Secret Whales can bring us to a 4th. That is what we are desperate for.
We are desperate for 4 or 5.
Desperate 4, get it? Desperate 4.
Oh, nice.
That's a pun, like the guy in the top lane.
Yesterday, the LCS representatives did give us 5 games. Vicla is an honorary LCS representative.
There we go. That's a nice hook. Connecting on to Diable. Diable not seemingly
Level
too
1
worried about
thresholds
it.
do nothing, especially if the other team has shields. Doesn't do enough damage, feels like.
Having a look here.
He stacked up his Q already.
This is the problem with Yunara, isn't it? You're not allowed to let her enter the lane.
I know.
Like, if she doesn't hit
aggressive.
anything, then she's not great. But he's in the wave now, so it's all a little bit problematic. Ooh, I don't know whether Dire really wanted to do that.
I mean, I've seen some LeBlancs do really well in lane, but this is not a good start. Vicla already hitting level 2 first.
Yeah, we've had a couple of LeBlancs actually win out in the lane as that hook going very, very close. But live now, the Act 2 Battle Pass bundle. Purchasing unlocks the Prestige Requiem Sona skin and the Chroma as well. So make sure you get on in there. But as we come back, I am worried, mainly because I wanted this to be like a for-fun draft out of BNK. It's not what we've got.
Winning
this is
fun.
a terrifying draft.
Yeah.
And very, very stock standard. This is what you'd see out of this team. And they are very, very good at drafting comfort game styles. Not even necessarily picks, but they are often like, it will be a comp like this. There's a lot of stuff to put on the ground. We have upfront CC, and Kellin can keep everyone safe. You know, like that is kind of the vibe that BNK are often looking for. And adding globals onto Raptor sounds like a cheat code to me.
Yeah, I mean, I look at all their champions, and aside from the Milio, I wouldn't be surprised if any of these were picked in game 1 of FEARX. They all seem like stock standard meta champions, whereas the Aphelios Thresh LeBlanc is way deeper in a fearless set from Team Secret Whales. The Jarvan is the one thing that you would expect them to play earlier on in the series. So I've just been a big fan of BNK FEARX's drafts this series. I've not liked Secret Whales drafts.
No.
I feel like they've been prioritizing playing the champions that they're good at, but they haven't been able to sync that up with a good team comp.
Yeah, and I actually think this is a really good adjustment because I didn't like very many of the drafts that BNK brought out against BLG. So this is a good adjustment from a few days ago. As Hizto looking for a little bit of a possible gank angle as the chain is going to connect somehow, and so Raptor is forced to flash.
Yeah, and you can see both these teams, very little international experience. The 5s you see on the left, that was 2 days ago. That was 0 as of last week. Kellin was at 20 before this first stand tournament started, so very much trying to get more comfortable playing international competition for both these teams.
Yeah, and it was a while back for Kellin as well. I'm pretty sure it was, what was it, KT 2023 or DK 2023 for Kellin. I wanted to forget it. That's why I forgot it.
Good.
It was not a great time. BA as well with a bit of extra experience. So experience in the same positions here on both of these teams, matching up relatively well. Although BNK, certainly with their players being a lot younger this time around.
Yeah,
This is a slower early game, Jatt. I think.
Is
it good for Team 6? That is. Very nice hook to come forward. The grabbing him as well, forcing out the heal as Kellin in a little bit of trouble. Diable, though, still at full health, and he's just walking towards this Aphelios. Gets the ghost out, and I don't know whether Eddie's allowed to walk back up towards Diable as he gets played back to Flash, but he connects it, and that's first blood over to BA. Oh no! Diable had the fancy feet, and unfortunately, yeah, Kellin paid for it.
I mean, also 3 summoners burned on the side of BNK FEARX while dying, so that's exactly the start you want to have. And in the Aphelios Thresh lane, they only had to burn the ghost.
Yeah.
And they get that kill.
Well, we've got possibly more killing to be happening here in this mid lane, but never mind. Flag and drag is going to bring Hizto out of there. Raptor is still going to head around and see whether he can challenge, though, as Hizto understands exactly what's going on. Decent stun does come forward as the Conqueror is procced. BA is, though, roaming over earlier and throws out the shield with that lantern. Oh, not quite able to get there as Vicla over the wall, and he just executes Dire! Now goes between the worlds, and Hizto might be falling down as well. Oh, no, it was going so well until it all fell apart.
Vicla is showing up in this series.
It's the year of Vicla, man. It might not have been like a couple of days ago. That wasn't the day, right? But it is still the year.
Okay.
I say this all the time.
I know.
Your reaction is the same as almost everyone else.
I know.
Yeah.
You've gaslighted enough people into thinking that Vicla's incredible.
No, I haven't. I definitely haven't. I'm terrible at it.
The year of Vicla is a legitimate saying that people say.
It is.
Is everyone in on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just that it's not... Obviously, the year is pretty young at this point in time.
True.
So it could be the year of Vicla. I just like to say it pretty definitively. Yeah. As nice little hook to come on through here as Kellin in a little bit of trouble gets played back once again, but he is Milio, so he might be safe. Raptor makes his way down, and that is going to protect this bottom lane, but it's not the dominance that we've seen out of Diable and Kellin, as Eddie is up so much CS, man. 16 in the lead. That's a couple of waves that he has over the young prodigy.
Diable is going to have to bide his time in this game because they're losing this lane. It could have been a little bit worse. I mean, BA had to burn his heal in the mid-fight. It was actually shocking that he didn't use heal. The guts it took from Eddie and BA to not use heal in that initial trade down bot where they got the first blood is crazy, but he lost a decent amount of his advantage there. They're still able to use their bot prior to get Drake, though. First Drake in the series. I said that
there we go! At least they get the Drake!
The problem is D-Ray's down 20 CS on LeBlanc.
Yeah, he is getting, he's having a rough time into Vicla. The fact that it was Vicla that picked up the kill in that last exchange was definitely the worst thing for TSW because it does put that huge hole in the mid lane.
Okay, and I apologize. Vicla's having a good game. You're just extrapolating it to the year.
Yeah.
He's had like a really good series.
Well, I mean, it's sort of my thing because I also really like very low sample size stats that aren't actually real.
Right.
But they are real, like the technically correct.
I mean, it's true. It is the year of Vicla in the sense that he's a top 2 mid in the LCK.
And he is alive in the year of 2026. So theoretically, it is his year no matter what.
He's having a better year than Faker.
Absolutely, he is.
Okay.
So far. Although Faker did win the Kesper Cup.
Oh, was that? That was in 2025.
Was it? I mean, I casted that tournament, so I should know. But I thought it was just after 2026 started. But you might be right.
Maybe. It's the lunar year of Vicla.
There we go.
In a couple weeks.
We had to do a little bit of dancing around it, but we got there in the end. All right. Well, that is an electrocution, as Dire is kind of okay for now, but you can see that CS number is not the greatest. So this is BNK with, and I think this is kind of what we expected in this game. Top side of the map, very far ahead. Bottom side, struggling just a little bit.
And the Ornn versus Rumble, I'd say Pun is doing very well.
I'd say so too.
8 CS, 7 CS now, while stacking up his magic resist against Aurora Rumble, so he can pretty freely build MR for a good portion of this game before Diable's going to be able to shred him and be very tanky. So it's a really good Ornn angle, and he's honestly, now that he has the MR, it's going to be pretty difficult for Rumble to extend that lead any farther.
Oh, goodness. Right,
the Keswick Cup ended December 14th, 2025.
Yeah, and I was there casting it, so it's kind of it's disappointing.
In December.
You know, I just became a father. Time has melded, as you would know, Jatt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw you at the hotel, and we were just like, "What's up?" Not realizing that I didn't do any international events last year because of having a kid.
Yeah, we hadn't seen each other for like 2 years.
But it felt like it had been less time.
And it's been a lot of these though over the time. So we've gotten used to just being mates with 6-month breaks. You know, it's fine. Or 6 months or 2 years, depending on what it is.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Clear is trying to do damage. He hit a pun, but Spectre's cowl is kind of ridiculous, as now Raptor is discovered. Dire actually flashes, trying to get out of the way, but still gets chained up, and now cannot get out of the Cataclysm. Max range on the hook, and Raptor goes down. I think it might be happening. It could be happening.
Woo, really clutch kill for D-Ray, keeping him in this game. Really needs to inject himself with gold, otherwise he won't be relevant later, but he did a great job getting the E out of Raptor early while still landing the root that allowed the rest of the team to fly in for that kill.
Oh man, Team Secret Whales coming alive.
They've had hands in all these games. They just haven't had any objectives to play off of. So if they're actually able to start getting set up for these Drakes, which they've gotten through bot prio this game, right? The fact that they've had the bot prio has set up these other plays for him. They just need to continue to use Eddie's strength to move it around the map.
Well, another thing as well is that Pun has been a linchpin for this team in the earlier stages of the game. This time around on much more of a scaling pick, but as you've said, is doing just fine in the matchup. Down 10 CS is about what you'd say for Ornn winning, pretty much. Wasn't really what I was expecting, as now they might even be able to kill clear here, but it is Hizto getting out and heading back towards his Krugs. Those harpoons really starting to hurt there.
The more I see games with like Ornn Rumble in them, or if you have like a Cassante something matchup, the less important I think it is for a jungler to ever say hello. Like, it just doesn't seem like it matters if the jungler goes there, and that time would better be spent elsewhere. So I'm not a huge fan of this Hizto play, because even if they get the kill, I don't think it's really going to meaningfully change the game. Whereas with his camps respawning already on the bot side, if he reset, went bot, and applied more pressure to get his Aphelios ahead, I'd much rather that play.
Well, you can see the grubs were just taken right in front. And Hizto actually still committing to this. Yeah, this is kind of insane. Does have camps respawning towards the bottom side as well. And so Raptor could theoretically, once they see Hizto, he can head over there. Well, the ram comes out. This is a very, oh, never mind. There is the Grand Starfall coming on in. Clear will go down as Raptor is trying to save the play. I don't know whether he necessarily needed to, as the spear is going to go wide. Vicla teleports in. That is so many resources that BNK just put into a losing play.
That's a crazy mind control there by Team Secret Whales. Getting the kill is one thing, but to get Pantheon ult and Aurora TP, which saves D-Ray in the lane, gives him a couple plates, that's huge for their game.
That's kind of ridiculous. Okay, Diable was on a reset, so he gets back to the lane and will be able to farm things up once again, but he is still behind. And it was Vicla that had the big lead here for BNK. And so the result is Dire was able to go for a reset, didn't get punished for it. It's just all good things in Team Secret Whales.
Absolutely huge play. Next Drake is already on the map as well. Neither top laner has TPs, so they're going to be left alone up there. I think it's rather tricky for either team to just straight up start this Drake, but we'll see if Team Secret Whales feels safe to do so. Ward inside the pit.
Yep. I do think that a first item Stormrazor feels good as a one-item spike on the Aphelios in comparison to a Kraken Slayer.
Yeah.
But you see whether they do commit to anything, as the Rift Scuttler will be taken. Vicla is the one that's strong, right? He's got his dash cannon done. And so in comparison, as far as these mid laners are concerned, it is a very big Aurora. This LeBlanc does need to go back and spend some money, I imagine, because just for the Lost Chapter is kind of insane.
Yeah, there's also ultimate going to be back up in 2 seconds there for Vicla, so he's used it immediately.
Yes, he is just going to, he procs the quest as well, as Dire is, going to survive just barely.
Oof, close.
I thought that there might be a little bit of return damage coming on through, but had already happened, and so he will be able to make his way out. But that does mean that BNK has full control of this river, and should be able to at least get wards down, see everything that they need to. But thankfully, the Rift Scuttler did go over to Hizto, so they have irremovable vision in the area.
Vicla's been the best player on the team this game.
100%.
Yeah. The game of Vicla.
Maybe it should be the game of Vicla. Vicla? Vicla. in this one.
Start small.
Yeah.
Work up.
Yeah. I did start with the year of Vicla, though.
You did.
So, I don't know. Maybe I should just commit. We'll see how we go. That is going to be Team Secret Whales locking down a second dragon. We now have an Infernal Soul once again. But it's double dragon for TSW, and that is going to mean that they're the ones that are able to put on that pressure. They can control the tempo markers, as it were.
This is a good start.
It really is.
This is a really good start. With the Aphelios Thresh scaling, I'd say the Thresh doesn't scale great. The Aphelios will scale very well as long as Vicla doesn't get too fed, because the ability to one-shot him can still be pretty high later on in the game. Pun's doing great. The gank that Hizto spent a lot of time top lane actually did a great job of relieving the map pressure as well, because it was able to bait out the TP from Vicla and the ultimate from Raptor. So this is actually one of those games where you try to keep it pretty standard.
Oh, and this actually could work as well, as the Ram is going to get called. No flash, like you say, and it's an easy flag and drag. Clear just realizing that he has to try and do what he can, and what he can is absolutely nothing. There was also a LeBlanc making her way up just in case the cavalry was available. And so Dire going to clear out this wave and allow a reset here for Pun. It's perfectly played.
Yeah, gank into reset where the soul laner swap lanes.
Maybe not so good, as Dire is going to go the wrong direction. Few autos do come on through as Vicla flashes. The auto's in the air, but he is still healing up, and oh god! Maybe it isn't the game anymore, as now Raptor is going to try and get underneath this turret. He should be able to do so as a teleport. He's going to bring clear towards the top side. Doesn't have his equalizer though, so this is not exactly the scariest Rumble making his way into this top lane. Hizto, not a whole lot of buttons, and now Flag and Drag comes on forward, gets the flash out of Raptor, and in goes Dire with his health bar fixed.
So, in this extended sequence, we've seen Ornn run bot, teleport top, LeBlanc go back, teleport top.
Cataclysm to trade for another flash! Twice. And he doesn't get the knockup with the Searing Charge, but it doesn't matter. Raptor, he is still going back in because it's another teleport from Vicla to bring him into the top lane. What is up here, man? Is there gold in the ground that I have not seen?
It's such an insane objective, the top wave.
The top lane, just the lane, Jatt.
We are going to invest 4 teleports on securing the top wave. We are not going to take Rift Herald. This is not mid-prime.
Oh, no.
This is not an objective setup.
No.
This is League of Legends. This is how you play.
Yep. All right, let's have a look at it once again. I don't know how we're going to put this replay package together, because this kind of went forever.
By the time we finish this replay, we'll be in game 4.
I was going to say, yeah.
How long this sequence was, but watching, they're fighting again.
I mean, it's just a pip. That's all we have to do. Watch that if you...
No, the pip is live.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So watch that if you want to see what's going on right now.
I thought we were going to pip the second half of the replay.
That would have been a decent idea.
It all happened in the top lane. The fact that D-Ray gets out of this is insane. They get the shutdown onto Vicla. It makes Pun super fed now against the double AP. And here's the second part of the replay. Flash ult to get the flash. He falls with the EQ. That allows D-Ray to line up the LeBlanc E.
And then Raptor running in because he has to protect his teleport from Vicla.
But then while the replay, they fought again. There were 3 fights in a row.
Okay, now they're fighting again. As Clear is dead one more time underneath this bottom lane outer turret. Oh my goodness, it's 1-7. Team Secret Whales is running them around the map.
Clear has died 4 times. That last kill was probably worth about 150 gold.
All right, let's have a look at the Coinbase gold grind. This is one of the smaller of the gold differences between Diable and Eddie.
Yeah, they've been hitting minions is what we're learning.
Yeah.
No gold from kills, no gold from monsters.
They have just not been really involved.
Let's farm, guys.
The thing is, all of the insanity has happened. It's been sort of an isolated 2v2 or 1v1 between the Eddie carries, and Eddie's doing just fine in this game. So, working very well thus far. I mean, I don't think we should be counting chickens just yet, because, I mean, it's still a Yunara.
So where does that saying come from?
Count your chickens before they hatch?
Before they, so you're counting eggs as chickens before they hatch.
Yeah, you don't count chickens when they're eggs.
Because inherently there's nothing wrong with counting chickens. You need to finish the count. Because like, I'm going to count chickens if I have chickens.
Yeah. Just don't count the eggs, assuming that they're chickens.
So don't count the win while the game's still happening?
Yeah. Okay. That's what it means. I'm kind of feeling like maybe I shouldn't use it anymore.
I mean, you just got to finish
stupid.
it. You can't count the chickens before they hatch. That makes sense.
There's quite a few of those where if you think about it too much, it doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have an example off the top of my head. I do remember...
Keep using idioms and I'll question them all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was my welcome to International League of Legends. Did you know that?
Counting chickens?
No. Just idioms that then got questioned.
Oh, okay.
It was Kobe, when I said, oh, that's not something to write home about. He was like, what? Why would you write home about it? And I was like, wait a second. He completely trolled me, knew exactly what that saying was. All right, we've got a team fight breaking out potentially. Vicla goes through the worlds, as Eddie might be in a little bit of trouble. It's the first time we've really seen an honest 5v5. And let's see whether Team Secret Whales can come out on top, even in a scenario like this, as the Rift Herald will be breaking open this outer turret in the mid lane. And the gold lead is going to be basically even. Like 1,000 gold at 20 minutes is not huge.
They get the first turret bonus, and they have pretty good control on River. Eddie, his Achilles heel is getting caught out of position. He's stuck on that mid wave and has no lantern to get back to the fight. So he's still having to catch this, and they're going for him.
Brent Starfall does come on through. They get the flash out of Eddie as well. Can BA actually save him? The answer is absolutely not. There is the Cataclysm, though, as Hizto throws his body into the mix, and they take down the Yunara. Flag and drag to try and stop Raptor as well, but he goes down immediately. And Clear just is a walking barbecue in this fight, and he cannot be stopped, only maybe by Pun, who is very difficult to kill. There's a great hook out of BA, though, as Raptor just dives into the middle of all of them. He thinks that he's old Pantheon and can just tank up the turret. The answer is he can.
He can. He can and he will. He's in the same way. Diable is imp. Raptor is old and new Pantheon at the same time. Oh my goodness, it all starts with a beautiful pick onto Eddie. They realize that the Thresh Lantern is gone. He showed himself on the wave, not wanting to lose position, and they execute him. And then everyone else ends up kind of running over top and through the Rumble ultimate. So while they do get the kill on Diable, it's going to be a tough fight from here because they just don't have damage. Their most fed member is an Ornn who's stacking MR, so he can't really kill people when Milio is there because Milio's going to shield his damage. And then just amazing execute at the end there by Raptor.
Raptor is the AD carry in this particular fight. As Eddie. I think that we're back to live once again. Great hook to come on through from BA as the Moonlight Vigil does come down, doing a little bit of damage there with the Infernum. As Raptor continuing to fight. Vicla makes his way up. He was on vision, but dodges out of the way of the Searing Charge absolutely beautifully. And then just ducks between the worlds. Does look like BNK haven't found a foothold to actually start a battle here, but they want to be able to take this dragon as this game is so incredibly close still. Team Secret Whales, can they actually lock down this soul point, though? That will be so huge as Diable playing up front and personal in this team fight already. As the Ram comes down, doesn't exactly get a lot of value, and Clear just says absolutely not. The rest of the team cannot make their way into the fight, as now Pun is in the back of the pit. Nothing that he can do, as Clear is even able to take down Eddie by himself as he picks up a double kill.
Rumble can start 0-4-0 and then still steamroll through the back line of Team Secret Whales.
I got distracted by Pun and Diable doing something. How did that happen?
We're going to find out. The fact that Hizto gets this Drake does still leave a win condition later, but he does half the damage with a couple of harpoons over the wall at the start. So when Eddie falls through, as we're looking at the top side of the fight, he's already at like 800 health. So,
oh my
Eddie, you don't walk into the flamethrower.
No. And he flashes to avoid the hook and then immediately just burns them as they're making their way in. Beautifully played there by Clear. I mean, his laning phase has been atrocious this whole series, right?
Clear's.
Sorry, Clear's.
Yeah, Clear's laning phase.
Yes, it has been not great, but
he was
his team fighting is so good.
It is. I mean, this series is reminding me of the Team Secret Whales G2 series. The games were close, and Game 3 is where it felt like Team Secret Whales at the start was like, oh man, they might actually win this one, and then they just lost fight after fight. Now, Vicla with a 2-level advantage on D-Ray's LeBlanc, probably going to take down yet another turret, actually open up a gold lead, and Eddie...
He's lost the lead.
He's lost the lead, so it's going to be... Ornns don't necessarily carry...
I mean, it's still a decent amount of gold every ornament, you know?
Yeah, I guess that makes the gold pretty even if you include the ornaments. They're down in experience.
The problem is, even is not what we were expecting for this state of the game, right?
No.
Like, this was a TSW that had so much control, but then as soon as team fights happened, they started losing. As now, Pun is going to get juked there just a little bit here. Still, Clear is going to die, but that was a little bit funny.
Yeah, I mean, classic play. send your solo laner down the lane with the other solo laner.
Yep.
Sacrificing the top wave, Hizto's going to clean that up, but it caught clear off guard, especially because both teleports were going to be on cooldown.
Yep.
You usually only pull off that play when you have a teleport up, so nice little tempo trap.
Yeah, and also
by Pun and Dire there.
playing defensively on the top side of the map as well. You saw Raptor up there, was looking for a cross map and was denied any opportunity to do so. Vicla is doing a lot of damage though on this Aurora. Does have the Shadow Flame now completed. It is a lot of burst damage out of this guy, and you saw Hizto is not quite able to tank that one up, although he does have an ornament of his own with the Sundered Sky now complete and upgraded. Okay, Raptor is wrapping around and just going to flash in to kill Dire. He is going to wait to get himself out, and there is the snipe. That was beautiful. Looks around to see whether anyone's watching and then kills it.
No look as well at the end. Dire is having a rough series.
He is.
Yeah, and Raptor is having a very good series killing Dire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his favorite thing.
And we wanted to talk about the mid laners as well, looking for a little bit of redemption. Even though it is the year of Vicla, I don't know whether this is the time to talk about that redemption arc so far at this tournament just yet.
Not yet.
It's not been about mid laners.
It's a very good series for Vicla. I'm giving you that. He's playing.
I think it's been a very good series for junglers and AD carries so far, and Pun. That's what I'm going to say. As BNK just going to just walk down the mid lane. Yeah. And they will take down the inner turret. Looking to try and get a bit of sieging done elsewhere as well, as now Hizto goes in. Clear, still doesn't have his flash available. I feel like that has been on cooldown all series long, or at least all game long. And that will be Hizto taking him down. That
was really sloppy. Clear had, he landed an E, so Hizto just went straight in, ulted him out of the turret. That turned the turret on him because of Leandry's tip. So he just instantly dies.
Yeah. So, a little bit unfortunate. He is a 3-7-2 Rumble that just single-handedly won them a team fight.
But he's still going to be able to press R on Eddie.
I know.
And then if Eddie decides to walk into him as well, it'll make it a little easier for him to execute.
But there's also now an Infinity Edge done on Diable. And so this is the time where the Yunara is exceptionally terrifying.
Okay, he bided his time. This is what we were waiting for with Diable. He had a slow start to the game, and then we were hoping to see some big-time team fights. And D-Ray is caught again.
Oh, no. Between the Worlds, that is a cute little distortion play as Raptor decides that he doesn't want to go any further forward. So D-Ray will make his way out of this one. And Team Secret Wales, once again, looking for that cross-map opportunity with that man advantage that they have. Diable playing very far up, as you could imagine, but Kellin is there to play defense. Lurkle goes down as BA taking a fair bit of damage. Gets out of the way of the ramp beautifully, though, does Diable, as he flashes in and dies immediately. There's a flash from Vicla as well, trying to get Eddie out of there, and he does get the flash as Dire is going to get taken down as well. Jatt, that was the quintessential other side of Diable.
I was waiting for him
to sick out play.
Yeah, this is so incredible.
Well, Eddie's dead. It's the year of Vicla, by the way, as Pun now it's going to take a lot of killing here for Vicla.
I think
maybe just go home. You know, maybe that's not what we really want. As unfortunately, no Infernal Soul here for TSW either. It's going to be the first rake of the game here for BNK as they take that one down.
Raptor has denied that. I really want to see the fight from Diable again. He died so fast.
He just, didn't he, he had that hero, like the hero's energy as well.
Did he flash in to do that?
You remember that movie, The Other Guys?
Yeah.
Where Sam Jackson and The Rock jump off the roof? That's what it looked like.
He flashed into the turret and then Pun instantly knocked him up with the Orny, and he died instantly. That's not what he's been a superhero for the first 2 games, and then he just face plants.
I mean, it's beautiful. I think you have to have moments like that. It's humbling, right?
You can't play that close to the edge and never fall off.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
It just shows that he is playing on a knife's edge, and you wouldn't know that if he didn't sometimes fall off. There is the Lantern, a little bit late on the control ward to try and block that one from being taken. As the ram comes down, Pun will find the knock up here. As the flash into the hook, that was so sick from Kellin, and that's going to keep Diable alive. Kellin is still going to go down as he dashes out of the Cataclysm, and this time, Diable may just be that hero that we needed him to be in the last fight. There's the other side of it, and BNK will march down down the mid lane.
Get down, Mr. President. Diable is saved there.
That was such a good flash from Kellin, my God.
It might actually win them the series because Eddie got assassinated by Vicla on the backside, and Diable might be pushing down the Nexus.
All right, let's see whether they do manage to finish off this game as D-Ray pops like a balloon, and the Nexus turrets are going to follow suit. Oh no! It is going to be a clean sweep, and Team Secret Wales will be the first team eliminated from First Stand 2026 as BNK FEARX keep themselves alive in the tournament, and they do so pretty comfortably.
Congratulations to BNK FEARX. They will move on to face G2 in the final qualification match of this group. It also means Team Secret Wales will exit First Stand without winning a series, without winning a game. Very disappointing result to them. They showed off their hands in so many instances, having so many high individual plays, but they just couldn't close the deal in any of their games.
And it's quite difficult, right? You've got second seed out of the LCK and the first seed out of the LEC. It's the two teams that you have to play against. And that is tough competition here for the young LCP team. So I don't think it's anything to really worry about, but a bit sad they weren't able to pick up a game. But now it is time to throw it back to the lounge as we deliberate on player of the game.
And series.
And series.
And as we see, Team Secret Well taking their bow here at First Stand. It's a tough competition to be in, especially when you're a younger roster, especially given how fast things go. We saw some good elements from the team, but I feel like you cannot have the expectations you had from the team we sent from that region for the past years. When you had CFO, what they've been able to achieve. This team, we'll see them again. I love the early game. They just need to be able to take it a bit further than this.
And they were starting to do it.
Yeah, they were stacking Drakes in that game. They were getting